I've been walking this earth for 94 years, and I want to tell you something plain and honest. The secret to lasting this long isn't about what you add to your life. It's about what you finally stop doing. My name is Helena Duarte. I've buried my parents, 2 brothers, my closest friend, and the man I married when I was 22. I've worn black dresses more times than I can count. There was a stretch of years when it felt like all I did was stand beside open graves and pretend I was strong. Somewhere along the way, I started noticing a pattern. The people who left early weren't careless. They weren't stupid. They weren't cursed. They were tired in a way they never admitted. They were holding on to things their bodies and hearts couldn't carry anymore. So today I want to tell you about 7 things I stopped doing. Not because a doctor told me to. Not because a book convinced me. Because life itself kept tapping me on the shoulder until I finally turned around. And I want you to listen closely. Because one of these things might be quietly taking pieces of you right now, and you don't even notice it yet. Number 1. I stopped rushing through my days like they were something to survive. When I was younger, I hurried everything. Mornings, meals, conversations, even rest. I'd wake up already tired, thinking about what needed to be done instead of where I was. I ate standing up, talked while cleaning, thought about tomorrow while today was still sitting in front of me. It felt responsible. It felt necessary. But my body started pushing back. My hands shook. My chest felt tight. My sleep grew thin. One morning, years ago, I spilled coffee all over the counter because my hands were moving faster than my mind. I just stood there staring at the mess. That's when it hit me. I was treating my own life like an inconvenience. So, I slowed down. Not all at once. Just a little. I sat when I ate. I finished conversations. I let silence stretch without filling it. Nothing dramatic happened. But I started feeling like I was actually living inside my days instead of chasing them. Number 2. I stopped arguing just to be right. Oh, I used to argue. With family. With neighbors. With the radio. If someone said something wrong, I felt it was my duty to correct them. I raised my voice, tightened my jaw, carried those conversations with me long after they ended. You know what that got me? Headaches, a stiff neck, and not a single changed mind. Not one. People hold on to what they believe. Your anger doesn't loosen their grip. It only tightens yours. One afternoon, I caught myself replaying an argument from 3 days earlier while washing dishes.
I just don't understand why you had
the
to
other
bring that up
person was
tonight.
nowhere
Because
near
it
me.
needed to be said, Arthur.
But
You know
my
it
body
did.
was still living inside the fight.
Look at
That's
the
when
children.
I stopped. Now, when someone says something foolish, I let it pass. I protect my quiet like it's something fragile. Because it is. Peace is not weakness. It's survival. Number 3. I stopped sitting still for too long. I'm not talking about exercise. I've never stepped foot in a gym. I'm talking about staying frozen. My husband, bless him, loved his chair, sat in it morning to night, television on, body sinking deeper every year. He said he was resting, but rest turned into rust. He was gone at 72. I move now. I walk to the window, to the mailbox, around the kitchen. I stand when I talk on the phone. I stretch while waiting for water to boil. The body was made to move through life, not watch it pass. If you sit too long, your world gets smaller, and it shrinks. Faster than you think. Number 4. I stopped carrying old hurt like it was proof of loyalty to myself. I held grudges for years. Quiet ones, polite ones. A sister who embarrassed me. A friend who didn't show up when I needed her. I told myself I was just being careful. But resentment is heavy. It seeps into your bones. One day I realized I couldn't remember the exact reason I was still angry. Only that I was. That scared me. I called my sister after more than a decade. My voice shook. I said, I don't want to carry this anymore. We cried. We didn't fix everything, but I slept better that night than I had in years.
I don't know what to say. It's just
Holding
so
on
sudden.
to pain doesn't preserve justice.
Are you
It
sure
just
there's nothing
poisons
we
the
can
one
do?
holding it. Number 5. I stopped feeding my mind before bed with things meant to scare me. The news, the shouting, the disasters. I used to fall asleep with fear buzzing in my chest, then wonder why my dreams were restless. Now, evenings are quiet. A book, a prayer. The sound of night outside the window. Sleep came back to me slowly, like an old friend I had pushed away. What you let into your mind before rest stays with you longer than you think. Number 6. I stopped trying to be everything to everyone. I was a yes woman. Yes at work. Yes at church. Yes at home. I thought that was love. But love without boundaries becomes resentment, and resentment hardens you. I started saying no. Softly. Kindly. Without explanation. Some people didn't like it. They drifted away. The ones who stayed were the ones who loved me, not my usefulness. Number 7. This one took me the longest. I stopped waiting to live. I waited for the right time, for retirement, for calm, for permission. I waited so long that some things never happened at all. Trips not taken, words not said, moments postponed until the people involved were gone. I learned this lesson standing alone in my kitchen after my husband died, staring at a calendar full of plans we would never keep. Tomorrow is not a promise, it's a guess. So I stopped waiting. I wear the nice dress. I say the thing. I enjoy the afternoon while it's still here. So there it is. 7 things I stopped doing that I believe, with all my heart, are the reason I'm still breathing. Rushing life, arguing needlessly, sitting still too long, holding grudges, feeding fear before rest, pleasing everyone, waiting to live. It isn't complicated, but it isn't easy either. I've watched too many people I loved leave this world still holding on to things that were slowly killing them. If you're listening and any of this feels familiar, maybe sit with it for a moment. You don't have to change everything. Just notice what you're carrying. And if my voice kept you company today, you're welcome to stay. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with someone who might need a quiet reminder. If you feel like it, leave a comment. Tell me what you're learning. Tell me what you're trying to let go of. I may be old, but I still listen. Time doesn't shout when it's leaving. It just keeps walking. And one day, you look up and realize it never stopped for you.